them, and then we just never heard from the cats again.
All right.
They're in his back pocket.
We are now live.
Saturday Night Live.
But it's Sunday.
Let's double checking our two. our YouTube and Twitch.
Did you just blow fire at me?
Yes.
He can't do that.
Dragon.
Dragon can't blow fire. Wait, can you? Is it fire or acid that you can do?
Yeah? Fire.
Oh, okay. For whatever reason, I keep thinking that you're a copper dragon, which I think blows acid. Oh, you don't blow acid. You vomit.
I think so.
You vomit acid in a straight line if you're a copper dragon.
That's
I
gross.
thought he was a copper dragon.
No, he's a brass.
Brass.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. So...
There's a difference.
No, there's not. They look the same. Therefore, they are the same.
Wow, way to be a racist. You can switch back to your other avatar if you want. It's having a broken neck.
I kind of want to. Oh, fuck, that's right. The neck is all. I forgot about the neck. I'm like, I don't care about the eyes, but the neck. I'm like, oh, I forgot
It's
about
like-
that shit.
It's like
Yeah.
a reverse turkey neck. You're gobbling behind yourself.
Wait, why isn't my avatar changing? Oh, there I am.
VRChat broke as hell.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
I need too much time on Quest integration.
where we last left off, you guys met this brass dragonborn, which you've never seen anything the likes of till now in a random patch of woods, which was you were brought to by a little girl named Eliza, where she has been caring for random animals that have been seemingly beaten to death, and you guys are now taking care of them. Arientus is doing the opposite of what he wants to do.
He wants to do it. It's the
No,
opposite
he
of what we
cured
want.
one, and then he took a couple of them. Like, he's just gonna cuddle up with the dead cats later on.
Yeah, he took the two that like aren't gonna make it because they don't have proper medical help.
Is there like a little grave, like a little woodland creature grave that Eliza dug up, or not dug up, but like
yeah, make a perception check. Go get your sheets and spells and stuff.
I got a 14.
Oh, it says
Oh.
it says sweet is in our world. Nope, not anymore.
Sweet's in a private world?
I rolled a 19.
19. Since you guys
Don't you
are
assume what you're going to assume.
Don't assume that.
you look around. Since there's some time that you have while you're waiting for Saru to do his thing, you take a look around, and yes, there is a little gravesite here.
How many like dead animals are there? Are there like a ton?
No, there are like 3 or 4,
Oh, okay.
and there
So it must be
are
pretty recent then.
there are like wilted flowers on top of them. They're poorly constructed, but it seems like whoever buried them, which I mean, you have a good idea who, put a lot of care and thought into it, despite being yeah. So yeah, like you can tell just looking at it, like the graves aren't dug very deep. You spot a little tiny like hand shovel nearby, like those like little gardening spades.
Little trowel.
Yeah. You spot one of those nearby. Yeah. You see that.
Mhm.
So
I want to start making soup. I'm making soup
you make soup. Well,
What?
you
for
have
everyone.
some ingredients with you. Things
Yeah.
that require fresh ingredients, like meat. Obviously you don't have on hand unless you want somebody to go out to find like a rabbit or some other
Kittens.
kind of small game.
Didn't Hakku go
No,
foraging?
no.
Kittens.
No.
It's
No,
the
no.
kittens.
No,
It's the kittens.
Hakku found nuts.
Yeah,
I'm not
Berries
eating
and
the
nuts,
kittens,
yeah.
Spoly.
I've got some
Oh
animal.
my God, Spoly!
Spoly may be like a natural specialist, but when it comes to cooking, like he's like they're about to die anyway. But I mean they're sickly and beaten and stuff like that. So even if you were in the mind of eating the cats, they probably wouldn't be very good.
No. We don't eat the cats. We don't eat the cats.
That's weird.
Well, I guess I should specify that
That's
they're.
weird, Spoly.
I should specify that they're kittens. They're not like full grown cats. They're fairly small still.
Oh well. Cat related.
I mean, there were plenty of them. That should be
Spoly, we're not
enough.
eating the cat. Shut up.
Oh my god. So as you
But while I'm cooking, I want to ask, talk to Drax.
Yeah.
You know, like it's a bit. I can assume it's a bit overwhelming to someone who's obviously not from here to just say that there's bad people in a war, and we need we're the good people. But what do you stand for?
Me?
Yeah, what do you stand for?
I stand for. Oh, that's good.
I am the hope of the universe.
Well, then it's probably best you come with us across the border then. At least attempt to come across the border, because it's not good across here.
You're saying bad people have taken over?
Yeah. Their idea of a good idea is assaulting an innocent village that want no part in a war, just because it's a better foothold against their enemies.
I see. What can I kill them?
What'd you say, sorry?
When can I kill them?
What? I
Can I
legit can't
kill
hear what he's
them?
saying.
Yeah, he wants
I
to
kill
kill
them?
him. But
Kill them.
there's a lot of them.
Ah,
There's a whole country of them.
Yes,
If
Hakku
you're-
approved. Very good idea.
No. Everybody has a right to life. Everybody
Yeah.
has a right to life. What makes us better than them is how we act.
How we
They
kill them.
they kill people. They take life. So we need to be better than them.
I
Sure,
feel
I can see
this,
that.
one of the rare moments where a chaotic evil character and a chaotic good character can both agree on something.
What?
Just Dragon's character is chaotic good, so that's why he's suggesting to kill them. Meanwhile, Spoly wants to cure them. They're both on opposite ends of the spectrum.
See, we could work together.
Oh my
you could help me
God.
cure the evil enemies. But keep the good ones alive, okay?
No, they all need to be cured.
No. Just the bad guys.
Yeah. I think that's where you're gonna have a differing of opinion of who needs to be cured. I
I'm gonna hand
suppose
him
it's a bridge you two can come across at some
Hand
point
him a piece
later.
of jerky because it's cured.
Yerky.
Oh.
Eat some jerky with your younger yaws.
All right, so
Oi.
Oi.
Is that the end of your guys' discussion there? You guys want to keep going? You're still making food. You're making like I guess in terms of like food stuff, you have like materials that will they'll last you a long time. So you have like, you know, beans and other kind of like preserved foods, stuff that's preserved with salt.
Salted bacon.
Yeah. You have some like dried out like jerky like salted bacon.
Maellon gets no bacon.
Oh, Speed's here.
Wait.
Oh, hello, Speed.
Hey, Speed.
Hello, Speed.
I didn't see you. I still can't see you.
So
That's okay.
yeah, you make the soup. You guys had this conversation about like who's good, who's evil, whether you can kill them or not.
Did Spoly die? Oh no.
Wait, what?
Oh no, Spoly got cured.
Well,
Spoly died.
oh no.
And that was me.
Speed, what did you do?
Wait, Speed, come over here and click this button.
Yeah, there's a button over here, Speed.
Okay,
Wait,
while
what?
that's happening,
Over here, Speed.
over here,
Respawn.
Saru,
Respawn.
Speed over here.
No. Click this.
you're
So I've been waiting because the girl went to go get her sister.
yeah, but she hasn't returned yet.
And
Now you can stand on this.
You've kind of
how long has it? I'll say I wait 15 minutes. Is she not back yet?
She's not back in 15 minutes. Also in this house.
Spoly's back.
Hey,
Welcome back,
what
Spoly.
And I can see both the city and the forest
Okay,
thing.
I can fix that.
Oh no.
It's a good thing I added this button.
Wait, did you
That's a good
crash?
button.
What happened?
Yeah, I got
Oh.
PC'd, I think.
Oh, I added a button to clear
Okay, we
all
got-
the maps, so if you guys come in spawning like both of them, I can just clear them all and then reload one map.
Oh, okay, nice.
Okay, so yeah, you wait 15 minutes. You kind of, you're like cutlery drawer. You pull it out, not finding anything but cutlery there. You examine this just kind of like pure white room, pure white house even. You don't really turn up anything.
Pure white panties.
Is there like a pen and paper I can find somewhere?
Yes, there's some stationery. There's a quill, an inkwell, and some paper.
I'll just quickly write down like got worried, went out and looked for you, just and put it on the table.
Oh
Okay.
no, that's a bad
This thing-
idea.
In case she comes back and she knows that I'm just gonna go out and take a look real quick, because I remember that there were some fucking tents over here, and she said that her sister helps out people that are injured, so I'm gonna go take a look, and maybe they're
But that-
there.
But then she brings her sister back and then she says, "Oh, where's this person? Oh, you're lying," and then beats her.
Pizza.
What? That's what I left the note.
Please don't beat your little sister.
That's why I left the note. You know, I'll just go out real quick, and then I'll come back if I can't
Did you
find
say
anything.
where you're going? Like,
No,
did
I
you
just
say you're
I'll be
gonna go
back.
towards the tents? Okay.
No, just say I'll be back. They don't need to know.
BRB. Just write BRB.
Yeah, just be BRB. So they'll be right back. Alright, so I guess I'll start making my way kind of... I guess I'll sneak because I
Along
don't
the
want to be
backs.
noticed by other people. But along the backs of like these houses and
Okay.
just kind of peeking out every now and then, seeing if I find the little girl.
Alright, let me grab my rulers.
Oh no.
Shit.
And this is
Do I need to make a sneaky roll?
Are you
Sneaky
trying to be stealthy?
Yes, I'm trying to be stealthy. I'm trying to... Because it's
Oh,
open. It's all
Nikos.
open here, so if I...
Hello.
So if
what?
oh, oops. If I leave from the back, there's still this open area, so I'm trying to, like, sneak my way over here.
Duck
and
and
kinda-
weave.
while keeping an eye out to see if I see the little girl.
All right, make a stealth check as you leave out the back and you begin to start to sneak out.
12.
Oh no.
12. Okay, you sneak out and you move from back here. In this kind of like corner of the city, it seems to be like more of the early development of the city. So there's still like a lot of like rustic looking houses, and then you start getting into places where like they've built like some kind of workshop or factory of some sorts.
I'm gonna beat from behind.
Right from behind.
Yeah, I don't want to go on the main street because those two guys looked at me weird, and then they pointed at the girl, and they're like, "Oh, never mind." Yeah, so yeah, I'm just kind of making my way through. I don't see the girl, right?
No.
Making his way downtown.
It's kind of hard, like unless she has like some business behind the buildings. It's kind of hard. You do, as you sneak by, you do notice that there is like this kind of like bunker built out of the side of this hill, or kind of cliffside. You see some, like as you pass by, you see some people inside. Like you can see like the tops of people's heads and stuff like that, but nobody's like manning the gun or actively looking out the bunker. It might even seem like maybe they're bored, or like because obviously there's no attack coming from this side of the mountain or from over there, so
They're just reading Bird Monthly.
Yeah, you continue to sneak by, and then you eventually come across lines of just these posts set up to hang linens. Some of the linens seem to, even though they've been cleaned, seem to have that kind of slight pink / reddish hue from blood and stuff like that. They can't just get out from there. It seems like this facility is being well used. There's a lot of people kind of moving around. You don't spot the little sister.
Alright, would you say I'd be able to go in behind here, or is it too close to the mountain?
You could go behind the building. There's like a small crack. There's a little bit of space between the building and the mountain. You do this path has obviously been well tread. As you look down, the grass has kind of been beaten down into a path. You go there. There's about a 5-foot passage, so just about you can fit through there. You continue to sneak by, make another sneak check.
Sneaky check.
26.
Oh!
Is that a natural 20? That is a natural 20.
Yeah,
That's a
it
natural
was,
20.
it was.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right.
He turns invisible for the next 5 minutes.
Yeah, you continue to walk by as you get like closer to this back door. To what appear to be like nurses walk out, and you just kind of like lean up against the wall. You kind of like bring your leg in, so it looks like that your leg is hurt or something like that, and they just walk past you without ever stopping. It seems the coast is clear now.
Oh shit! All right, I guess I'll make it all the way to the edge right here and just kind of peek around, see through the tents, and see if I can see the little girl somewhere in the tents. Or like
you look around over here. You see a series of tents set up. They have the green cross to indicate that they're healing facilities. You see like beds lined up inside of the tents with people who are injured, mainly Dultonian soldiers. You don't really see civilians in these tents. You do see nurses kind of running back and forth. Mostly, like, it doesn't seem like anyone. This is kind of like a place. What you're getting from is kind of where they go. Like maybe they've run out of rooms inside the actual clinic. but it doesn't seem like a place where like they're leaving wounded here. It seems like a place where they're leaving people who need to rest here. You do see kind of like on the side of the tents, while there are no walls, they're like, you know, netting to keep bugs out.
Oh, I got an idea. I should have done this in the start. I should have checked for fucking footprints.
Alright, make a survival check.
I should have checked to see what she...
Well, you're too
Well, I
far.
meant, like-
You're too far to check for her footprint specifically, though. You could still try to check.
I meant like over here when I was leaving. I should have checked for her footprints.
You should
Like
have.
it's only now dawning
I think
on
it's
me.
a bit too. I think it's a bit
I
too
know.
well
I can't.
treated.
I can't. I mean, I have to go back. Alright, having this dawned on me, I make my way back.
You make your way back. Doing this is kind of taking you some time, especially because you stealthed over there, so you're not like moving at your normal speed. You're moving kind of slowly and staying out of sight. Because of that, a lot of time has passed. Are you sneaking back?
Frick. Actually, yeah, I'll probably have to.
I see.
Yeah. What did I get? What is it? 17. Yeah, 17.
Okay, you sneak back. You go back the way you came. You manage to stay out of sight. The sun begins to slowly come down towards the horizon as you're doing this, as a lot of time is being spent for you to sneak kind of back and forth. You get here. It's probably like 4 p.m. now.
Wait, how long has it been for me to sneak from me sneaking back and forth, like going back and forth? How long has it been?
It's been
Like, roughly?
It's been like two-ish hours.
All right.
Whoa.
Can I look through the window to see if there's anyone there, or if the note, or specifically if like the note is still where I left it?
You look through the window, and you don't see the note.
I don't see the note. Okay. Can I knock? Like I'll knock on the door and see if anyone answers.
You knock on the door, but nobody answers.
God damn it!
Is the door open?
Do you want to try the door?
Yeah, I want to try the door.
Yeah, it's unlocked. You open it.
All right. Is there?
Mm.
I'll call out. I'll call out the little girl's name and ask her if she's in here.
All right,
Like maybe she's in one of the rooms and didn't hear me.
You step in and you shout out for her name. You say, Eliza, but you get no response. You kind of look around. You can make a survival check.
All right, yeah. Let me see if I can find any footprints. I should have fucking done that to begin with. God damn it! I'm not used to this.
Wow, natural 20.
I got a fucking 20.
Yes, there.
I just rolled 2 fucking 20s.
You see everything.
There is evidence that a adult and a child was here recently.
Oh god damn it! Why did I leave?
Why you
Does it-
That's what I said. Just be patient.
You only waited 15 minutes.
Does it show like where they might have left from, or where it leads to?
It seems like they go back into the city.
Damn it.
Don't follow it. Just be patient.
All right.
I guess I'll sit and on a chair and just wait this time because I feel really dumb for leaving now.
Meanwhile, while that's happening, about 3 hours pass. You make your soup. Everyone enjoys your meal. Go ahead and make a wisdom check.
For deliciousness.
Natural 20.
Wow!
Uh,
This is the game of natural
It's
20s.
the most delicious
you-
food ever.
We need to fucking give me these other dice. Oh wait, this one has a 20 on it.
Utilizing everything you have around you, the food stuff that you have, the spices are available, including some of the stuff that Hakku found. You just create this like incredibly like filling, great tasting soup using these kind of ingredients. Like even without meat, it's incredibly hearty. Everyone enjoys it. Everyone gets 6 temporary HP.
Oh hell yeah!
Wow.
Wow.
Wait, can I get some too? Like, do I eat them? The soup as well?
For the sake of fairness,
I think for the like when we first talked
he
about
gets
like
so
when
inspired, he gets temp HP.
when we were talking about me taking the gourmand feat, saying that I can benefit from the effects of like the food, but like it doesn't nourish us. We don't need the food, but we can take the effect of it.
You guys are still made out of some organic parts. It's just not flesh. So like you guys can still kind of utilize it, and it's incredibly beneficial nutritiously. So we'll say
How
yes.
many did you say? 5?
Yeah.
Sweet.
6.
Oh, 6.
6.
Sorry. There we go. Yeah, what do you think of them apples, Drax? We got some good shit in this world.
You try it, and there's some familiar dishes that are, well, the taste is familiar to some dishes from your homeworld, but this is just completely like you've never had something like this amazing in a long time. Especially since you've come here and you've kind of been living off of.
I don't have the okay thing on this one. But yeah, okay gesture.
So yeah, about 3 hours have passed and nothing has happened. Nobody's come back to you.
How much longer do we wait before we go looking for them?
That is up to you guys.
I think we should be patient.
I'm saying that.
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys have seen.
We'll give it until morning.
You guys have seen while staying here. You guys have seen cars like drive past. Mostly like patrols. You have seen patrols kind of enter through town. They're like these military style trucks, these like old military style trucks that have like the wagon in the back, but there's like no canopy over it. It's just the wires, and you see like soldiers just kind of lined up, and they're just sitting there. They've got their rifles kind of tucked between their legs, and they're talking amongst themselves. They're not really like paying attention, and they just drive through town. Really nothing else has happened. You guys are going to stay a little longer?
Yep.
All right. Back over here. How long do you stay, Saru? Or are you just going to stay until they show up?
He stays
I'm just gonna stay till they show up. Yeah.
Okay. You stay till they show up.
It's night time.
Yeah,
It is now 1 week later. You have starved to death.
Alright, so you do wait.
Whoa, the sister's a cutie, wait.
Oh hell yeah.
Wait! You can't do this to me!
This one.
You can't do that to me!
You wait about another 2 or 3 hours, which also means you guys are waiting another 2 or 3 hours.
Makes sense.
Eventually you hear the door open.
Jesus.
Saru. And you hear the sound of I guess you're in the front room, so you can kind of see it. So you kind of turn, and you see this young woman enter the room. She has kind of this coat that she just rests on her shoulders. She like doesn't actually have her arms through the sleeves, and this cap, and she's got her hair tied up in a ponytail. Please make me an intelligence check.
17, I think, plus 0? Yeah, it's just natural 17.
Okay, so something about her kind of gives you like something about her seems familiar. You're not quite sure.
She's a doppelganger.
You like just from like seeing her, you're just something begins to like kind of like bother you. Like there's something that you feel like you know, but you can't recall it.
Something bad?
You can't tell. You just remember, like,
oh, okay.
You know, like when something like you feel like you should remember something, but you can't remember where you remembered it from.
Yeah.
It's that kind of feeling.
Oh no! I think I know what he's getting at.
Anyway, she like walks in and she's kind of surprised to see you here, and you can hear the sound of other footsteps behind her. And she turns around and she says something. She's like in the doorway and she turns around and says something to them. You can make a perception check if you want.
Yeah, let me see. Like, to try to find out. Let me use this 20 die.
You got ratted out.
Man, you guys are just rolling really well today.
16 plus 1, I think? Perception? Yeah, 17.
So yes, you hear her like turn around. She says you can kind of make it out a little bit. She says like now is not a good time. Like just go home. We'll talk about this tomorrow. And you just hear the other two, say like, okay, have a good day. They don't sound like soldiers. You can't really see them from where you are, but eventually they do walk away. You kind of look through the window, and you kind of you see their clothing, and they're definitely not soldiers. They kind of have like plain clothes on, or if they are soldiers, they're in disguise, but they're not dark skinned like the Dultonians are. So you kind of have this impression that they're probably villagers, or city folk. As that happens, she steps in. And
all right, I'll get up from the chair and just kind of I won't like move towards her. I'll just kind of stand and like bow and just be like and introduce myself and say, "Hi, I'm Saru. I'm sure your sister told you about me."
All right, you bow. She walks up to you. She kind of
slaps you. Why haven't you paid child support?
She kind of like seems to be standing as part of your. Actually, make an insight check now.
Insight check.
Oh no!
Jesus, so many checks. What did I get? I can't tell. 3. Nice.
Yeah. Okay. So you don't you don't really notice anything. She kind of comes up to you, stops for a moment, and then she pulls out her hand and she says, "Oh, you must be the one that was taking care of Haley earlier, or not Haley? Sorry, Azyla earlier. I'm Eliza.
I was about to say,
Eliza.
Haley.
I'm Haley." She says.
Oh, okay, I'll shake her hand. Yeah.
All right, you guys shake hands, and she says, "What can I do for you? If you need a place to stay, you can stay here." It's the least I can do.
What did she say?
It's the least I can do for taking care of my little sister.
Oh, thanks.
I got a village to repopulate.
I don't. Well, the thing is, I was gonna say that I found her relatively attractive, but the fact that I recognized her from somewhere kind of made me not do that.
Well, you don't.
So
don't recognize her. There's something about her that seems.
I don't Yeah, and I'm pretty sure I know what it is too.
Stop.
You can't fool me.
She like
you can't fool me. I know.
as she does that, she takes off her coat that for whatever reason doesn't actually wear. She just kind of wears it as a cape, and she kind of just drapes it over.
She's cool, dude.
she drapes it over a chair.
Look how cool she is.
She drapes it over a chair.
I'll thank you for the offer, but I don't want to I have companions. I've what's the word I'm looking for? Is it companions? Traveler? What's the word? You
traveling?
travel with
Yeah,
a
I'd
group
probably
of
say
people.
companions.
Companions, yeah, I know. I have a group of companions that are waiting on me, and I'd rather not, stay somewhere and have them be out there waiting. But I appreciate the offer.
So you say companions, and she kind of introduced herself, like puts her coat over the chair, and she's like now in the kitchen. You can hear her like getting something from where you're sitting. You can kind of see her, like if you lean over. Hello, Android 22.
Hello, Android 22.
Android 22.
Android 22 is watching from YouTube.
Man, what should I even ask? Because there's a whole lot.
Yeah, because I was just thinking, like, why did we come here?
She's like in the kitchen.
We're trying to find a way out of here.
You hear her messing with some glasses. You can hear like liquid being poured.
I'll say, I'm kind of surprised at the fact that there's a village here who works so closely with the Dultonians. I kind of thought this place would be a bit more war torn.
Oh,
She could be a sympathizer.
you say that she comes back. She's got two glasses. They appear to be filled with like some kind of light clouded liquid. You can take that what you will, but she hands you one and she says, "Well, it only makes sense, right? It's the city's been occupied for so long, and there's really no other choice."
And one thing I'm kind of surprised about is the fact that your sister said that the Daltonians are nice, that they apparently take care of people here. It's kind of the opposite of everything that I've experienced with them.
Do you take the glass, by the way? She offers you a glass of this white.
I'll take it, but I'm not going to drink from it until I see her drink from hers.
You sure can. I'd appreciate it. Android 22 asked if you can give us a
we'd
sub.
appreciate that. Oh, okay.
Absolutely not. Just kidding.
You should do that thing where you hold the glass and when they look away, you pour it into a plant.
So you take it, you smell it. I guess you've kind of
smell it. I didn't say I smelled it.
You don't smell it? Okay. You don't.
No,
Smell
I
it,
just like take the glass and then just kind of like because. Wait
for her to
Okay,
drink.
so I'll just hold on to it. Yeah, I'll just hold on to it.
She hands.
I'm explaining. I'm talking.
Yeah, she hands it to you. She drinks. As you mentioned that, she says. You said you have travel companions. Where are you from?
From the other side of the mountain.
Oh
shit! I'll just say that I'm not gonna say who or what I am.
Dangerous.
You say from
answer.
I'm just saying.
From the other.
I'm just saying I'm from the other side of the mountain.
Yeah. She like takes a seat.
Which mountain?
Like you're sitting at like on a couch, or like a three seated sofa, and she like sits in like the recliner, and she takes a drink, and she says, "Oh, from the other side, I guess it makes sense why you would view the Dultonians as, not good people. But over here on this side of the mountain, they're, I guess you could call it war fatigue. There are just as many soldiers that don't want to fight as people that don't want to be in this war."
I mean, I have met very few on the other side who feel the same way, who I've been able to convince to, drop their arms and, realize the fact that taking other people's lives is probably not the best thing to do. So I can see that. It's just, I mean, most of them that I've met, they're pretty relentless, and, that's how I've ended up here. And the rest of our companions as well, we're kind of just here against our will, and kind of just want to find a way to go back.
Oh, you want to go back over the mountain? If that's your plan, she kind of thinks for a moment. Go ahead and roll an insight check if you want.
Sure. She hasn't said anything weird just yet, but 7.
Okay, so she
Wait,
she
7?
she
Seven,
drinks
yeah.
she drinks from.
Oh wait, no! I have a 4. I have a 4 in insight. Hold
Okay.
on, that's a 10.
10.
So I mean, nothing really jumps out at you as out of the ordinary. So she drinks her thing. She says, "That's gonna be pretty tough. You must be here because of the war. You must be separated from your home."
In more than one way.
I see. Well, I don't know how you'd achieve that. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear that.
All right. Well.
She hands you a shovel and said it's only a few miles underground.
Do you guys have any insight that I might be forgetting? Just because I
can't help you now. They're not
We're not
with you.
there.
Wait, but
We're chilling in the
just
woods.
forgetting, I don't know, stuff, just like.
Yeah, but if
I'm
you
trying
forget
to
it, he forget it.
Take your moment.
We're chilling in the
Legit?
woods.
Take your moment to recall
This is
anything you
awesome.
might want to discuss.
All right, so I don't want to bring up the fact that we have Spoly. Oh wait, what was the name of that guy that fucking hit us the first day we got here?
Henry?
Henry?
Henry. Yeah, see, that's how I need you guys' help.
I mean, a name is easy, but I was going to mention it earlier, but this is
I
all you,
guess
mate. This is all you.
I'll bring up when we first got here, we were helped by someone by the name of Henry. There was some other.
Why are you saying
There was
that?
Stop outing people.
Boy!
Yo, 'cause
So you-
I thought he was a part of the fucking town. He seemed like a nice guy.
Well, yeah, but you can't say you're from the other side. Okay, well, I mean, we can't give you advice.
Keep going.
but
Keep going. You mentioned Henry. Yes.
It's already too late.
I'm
It's
not-
already too
Christ.
It's okay. Keep going.
I'm nice. I haven't rolled anything that had made me distrust her.
Okay, keep going. You mentioned Henry. Yes, you met Henry.
Okay. So, we were told by someone named Henry that some of the other survivors that we haven't met back up with yet were somewhere. Have you maybe in the last few days seen some survivors around here from a crash?
She drinks from her glass as she's looking at you. She doesn't. Her attention has not broken from you at all. Like nothing seems to be distracting her from talking to you. And she says, other survivors? Oh, are you from that thing that fell out of the sky a couple days ago, a week ago?
Yeah, that's kind of how we got here.
No, I haven't heard anything about it. And Henry said he saw that? I mean, I know he was out there. I didn't think he saw it. I mean, we all heard it, but
God damn it, Saru.
Wait a minute. Wait, they heard it, but the little girl didn't?
oh, thanks, Android. I hope you enjoy it. Sometimes we can get a little hectic.
I'll bring that up. I'll be like, wait, if you're saying... I'll bring that up. I was like, wait, I thought... I asked your sister about it, and she said she has no memory of something falling out of the sky, but you're saying everyone remembers that? Was she
Wait,
not...
is Eliza in the room?
No, she's not in the room.
Is Eliza in the room?
No.
Oh.
You say this, and
She was in the basement.
well, I mean,
beaten.
I didn't see it fall from the sky. I heard it though. We were inside. I mean, I can't imagine. Maybe she was asleep or something, or taking care of something. It's kind of far from the city.
Yeah, man, that's ages away.
I guess it just stands out to me a lot more since I was in the crash. Well,
It
man,
was a bit louder to you.
I kind of.
Henry said that there were survivors that came out this way. I'll ask around, see if I can find anything out about that.
God damn it, Don.
But yeah, I'd appreciate that. Kind of want to.
Of course, we
make
can't.
sure they're all safe.
We don't need any more bloodshed. We'll make sure that they're taken care of. Over here on this side of the front line, or I know that you may see Dultonians as violent people, but over here they're actually we care about human lives just as anybody else.
So yeah, I mean,
They're
I don't have the.
They're essentially part of the town now. They've been here for so long.
Well, I don't have the greatest history with the Daltonians. I don't wish to spill any blood either. I'm not here to mess anything up or to,
Do you drink from your glass at all?
Cause any chaos. I will as I leave. I was going to.
Oh, okay.
Just because I'm going to try to head back over there.
Where are your traveling companions staying? Are they staying at the bread basket?
No, no. I'm just saying. I was gonna say no. I'm the only one in town at the moment, but if we need to find somewhere to stay, we'll probably find somewhere secure.
Oh well, if anything, I'd recommend the bread basket. She says, I know the innkeeper there. I can tell them to have you stay for free. That's okay for taking care of my sister.
Which one's bread basket?
It's this one right here.
Wait, can I insight
That's a
roll
good
that to
name.
see if she has any secondary intentions?
You can certainly roll insight.
It'll make no difference because you're fucked.
18.
18.
I think you said you had +4 or something, didn't you? Insight?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 14 plus 4.
So you're not quite
18
sure
plus. Oh.
if she has ulterior motives, but
That's the word.
she seems to be insistent that you stay at the bread basket and not that you know where that is. It seems kind of odd for her to say that you can just stay at an inn for free because she knows the innkeeper without asking how many of you are there. So either there's a reason why she wants you to stay at this inn, or she thinks she's making the assumption that there's one or two of you. You're not quite sure, but it definitely seems like she's trying to push you to this inn.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to check to see if she had any ulterior motives. I'm like, she really wants me to stay. Alright, well, I should head out and meet up with everyone else, and I'll relay them, the fact that you're being generous and letting us stay at an inn for free. I really do appreciate that.
Certainly, I'll go over there right now as soon as you leave and tell them to arrange rooms. How many of there are you?
Oh my god. Well, there are a few of us, but depends on how many actually want to come and stay. I know a few of us are actually pretty comfortable with staying outdoors, but I can't really say for sure how many will want to stay indoors, so I don't have a definitive answer for the hotel stay.
Okay, I'll just let them know that you and your company are coming over.
Anywhere
thank
between
you,
2
and
and
I'll,
35.
We don't get a lot of we don't get a lot of travelers coming to the city, not since they've occupied it, but I'm sure they'll have plenty of rooms.
I'm still a bit unfamiliar with the area. You think you can point me to where this inn is on my way out?
Oh yeah, no, I can actually. She kind of like she like goes to the front and she points out. You just got to go past these two buildings, and it's just on the other side of the road. You'll see it. It's got a little sign with a wooden basket and some bread inside of it.
Ah, fuck! I was hoping she'd fucking walk out with me. Okay. Well, I'll finally take a drink of the glass, and I'll stand up.
All right.
And I'll say, I appreciate your hospitality.
You take 10d10
That's okay, you
acid
fall to the ground.
damage, and just kidding. It's lemonade.
What the fuck?
It's
I'll just
like homemade hand squeezed lemonade with lots of like cane sugar to sweeten it up.
That's the good stuff.
Well, I mean, I'll like take a drink and then realize it's it's delicious and just take the whole thing.
All right, yeah, you
Kind of like, and then I'll like put the glass down. What?
What?
Huh?
Wait, you said you were like, and then you did this.
Oh no!
I'm like, wait, am I about to pass out?
I was adjusting my seat. So yes, you just slammed.
Oh
the drink
god,
down.
you scared me.
You just slammed the drink down. Of course, she asks if there's anything else that she can help you with, and she says like Eliza spends a lot of you guys do some idle chit chat between everything, so she kind of gives you some tidbits of information about like how like there aren't that many other children in the city. Eliza really doesn't get a chance to meet people. So she kind of expresses her gratitude, like she's glad that there are people that she can now talk to as you guys have like entered town, and she's like, it sounds like you're good people. I'm glad.
Mention that I gave her a super good head pat.
All right, well, I'll thank her for her hospitality. I'll like extend my arm to like shake her hand and thank her, and then I'll leave out the front door, kind of towards over here. I won't sneak or anything. I just kind of I'll walk this way once.
She does. You kind of you reach out to shake her hand. She does. Same.
All right. Well, I'll head out the door and close it behind me, and kind of I'll walk this way just to take a look at the inn, because you said it's this one.
Yeah. You leave. You go out this way. You take a look at the. You take a look at the inn. It again, like all other buildings, it's kind of been worn. You see that they have like a fresh like coat of paint on their like I guess like front wall thing, like the first wall.
Fascia.
But they really like didn't like take any time to repair any of the stuff, so they've kind of just like painted over like bullet holes and chips in the door and stuff like that. But
I polished the turd.
Yeah, the glass have all been repaired, so like you can tell that there's signs of some new construction, but like instead of like tearing the entire siding down and putting a new one up, they just kind of painted over it. You look in. You look in. There's like some doors that have like a little glass window that you can look into. You can see like drapes kind of on the side, so obviously when they close it, they pull the drapes. You look inside, you see just a simple lobby, some carts for luggage. You see two people sitting behind a counter. They seem to be chit-chatting. You see stairs that lead up. You see a hallway that goes further back, but you can't see the back quite clearly.
Okay. All right, well, I have a general idea. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, you know what? I should probably go meet up with everyone because it's been several hours and I'm an idiot for leaving in the first place. So I'll just go down the main road and like,
just act natural.
I know the fact that they're gonna like try to do something about it, but
oh no.
From what I gauged about the way she's acting and the way everyone else has been acting, I feel a bit more comfortable with everything.
Okay, you just continue down the road. You pass by this little like workshop. As you can kind of tell, it's got a large window you see in gold letters with a white outline that says Necessities Workshop, kind of made in a little art. It's been kind of frosted onto the window. And you just see, you read underneath it, it's got a little like slogan, and it's Mother of All Inventions. You look inside, you see this tall, older looking elvish gentleman talking with a younger black-haired human. They seem to be talking over some kind of plan. They don't notice you as you pass by. You come over here on the left side. You see again another open window to a store with several rows of shelves, kind of set up like a typical grocer's. You see that it's kind of divided up into half one side grocery, the other side
Spoly.
tools. Eventually you come by
Rage wants to join.
the
Rage wants to join.
The left building is obviously, it looks like some kind of administrative building. You're not quite sure, but the design, structure, and everything about this building kind of screams at you as like kind of like a city hall. Even the building has been restored. Unlike other buildings which have received some kind of damage, this building seemed to have some maintenance done to it. Finally, you come by on the right side, you see a sign with a hammer and a pick kind of crossed, and then below the sign is a little plaque.
It's the communist building.
Below the sign, you see Grant's General Shop written into it. And after that, you just kind of walk out of town. Guards in the town.
Did stop or anything?
Did you want to stop for something?
No, I'm saying
No,
I
does it
didn't
get
get stopped by the guards.
No, nobody stops you. You see people as the sun is dying. You see people kind of talking. You see a few people mention that there's a curfew.
Oh no.
So take what you will from that. The curfew is in a couple of hours.
Oh, okay, so I've got time.
And then
Alright, so I'll go and I'll meet up with everyone else.
Oh jeez.
yeah, you guys see Saru enter from the bushes. Some of you might be startled by that. Some of you might not. Arientus, have you been taking care of the cats?
I mean, his version of taking care.
I mean, No, I don't think I have been taking care of them. I might have been like looking how near death they are.
They are
I have
definitely
certainly not been taking care of them.
they are, if I recall, you did make a good medicine check, so yeah, they are definitely dying.
Yeah. They're gonna be dead if you don't do anything.
Yeah,
He's just
without
gonna strangle him to get it over with.
without any immediate assistance, they're going to die. You
Immediate.
draw this conclusion that
Assistance.
that they're going to die if you just leave them the way they are.
Yeah, I'm not going to do anything.
Okay.
Oh, what the fuck?
They're about to fix themselves.
Are you
Why'd you even take them?
Oh, wait, actually, I will tell the others these kittens
Oh, no.
are looking pretty bad, so maybe we should like go into the city and like find proper things to make them better. I would say that with a big grin on my face.
Uh,
Don't know how I feel about that one.
we can't go in the city. We decided that early on that we look too weird. We stand out too much.
Yeah.
Hey, I look like
The
a
only
little
reason-
girl.
the only- What? Oh yeah.
No, wait,
forgot.
that probably went away. It's been more
yeah.
than an hour. I
If
think.
you casted Disguise Self, that ended a long time ago.
yeah, you'd have to recast.
He
I mean, I can just
consistently
do that
cast it
again.
because he likes being a little girl.
Yeah, you stop being a little girl after an hour. You're no longer a little girl.
Oh no.
For you, it's no
The only
longer
reason-
it's no longer VRChat.
Oh no.
Oh no. Well, I'm going to try to walk out still.
What? What?
Yeah.
Ooh,
No.
can I stop you and be like, yo, you're gonna get stopped.
Grab him. It's like
like we're in hiding.
you're being looked for specifically. Like specifically, you are being looked for.
Yeah.
He's trying to get out.
And he's trying to run
it's
away.
like-
I'm going to go and get the kittens fixed because Arientus is a very nice boy.
No.
Now, and also, I stop you from leaving and be like, hey, you're a wanted person. You can't just go into the city.
Like, man,
Either
Maellon,
cast disguise yourself
me and
again,
Unit
or, like-
69 just pick him up and then just like put him down in the seat.
Well, he still also has 2 dying
Maybe
cats in his
If
arm.
you disguise yourself again.
Yeah. That's fine. We can't save everyone.
Can you disguise yourself again?
May I ask why
Is
he's
that
wanted?
possible?
I can disguise myself again.
Do it.
We're not 100% sure why he's wanted, but we know they want him.
Okay,
So
I'm
he keeps
going to
saying
disguise
something about a
myself as a
cure, so
Girl, little
we don't know
girl
anything about a
again.
disease.
Alright, so you cast Disguise Self again. You're a little girl again. Please deduct another
Why
spell
little
slot.
girl? Okay.
Yep.
Spoly keeps burning through his spell
Uh,
slots just to look like a little girl.
As you're doing that, as you guys are having this kind of like thing where you're trying to hold Arientus back, Saru shows up.
Oh, nice.
Well, you got any
What up?
goddamn answers?
Yeah.
Well, first I'm
You
gonna
got
cross
back?
my arms and look at Arientus. Did Arientus transform in front of me?
No.
Probably.
I
Okay, no.
presume he's the same little girl as before. He doesn't have
Yeah.
a repertoire of little girls to turn into.
Yeah, it's the same little girl.
So he transformed, and then I showed up, but I didn't see him transform.
You see this little girl that we're hanging out with now.
I mean,
Is it the same little girl?
he really
Yeah.
doesn't have much else to disguise as.
'Cause I don't know anything about magic, dude. I'm just gonna assume you stayed disguised this whole time. You can't fool me, because you are a fool. I assume since he's trying to leave, I'm just gonna cross my arms and be like, "Where do you think you're going?"
I'm going to look
Sit
at
down,
you
little
with
boy.
very sad eyes and point at the kittens
Oh.
and say, they need help.
No. Well, can't you give them something? I thought you had the power to make them feel better. You made the other one feel better.
I need better tools for these ones. They are hurt more badly.
What tools do you need?
Medical tools that
Medical
you don't
tools.
understand.
Did you give the kitten some of your magical soup that gives 6 HP?
I mean, I could have given the leftovers to the animals. There's any little
that
bits.
makes sense.
They're
I don't think soup's gonna cure
Yeah.
a beaten cat.
It is temporary. It is temporary HP. So, they're still dying probably.
They feel fine for about 15 minutes and they just die again.
Yeah.
Well, you know, under normal circumstances, I wouldn't let you, but I found a place for everyone to stay.
Oh, awesome.
I'll kind of like brief everyone.
Alright.
I'll let them know we gotta leave pretty quickly because they have a curfew. I heard the guards say that on the way out, so we probably don't have a whole lot of time before they won't let us back in. But
We need to be sneaky. Like, do they sneak in, or are we just?
no,
walking in?
we can just walk in.
Oh,
I'm going
awesome.
to look at you
All of us.
and be like, it isn't a cramped cellar again,
I
is it?
guess.
It's not. It's
Is
an
it a
actual
what?
inn.
Oh, crab cellar.
And there's a few shops on the way in, but none of us have money, so I don't know where you're gonna get your tools from. But from what I
Hakku
understand,
has lots
everyone's...
of money, and he shows the $600 that he has.
Yeah, but Henry told us that money doesn't work here.
Yeah, hold on to that till when we get home, Hakku. It's not gonna work here.
They got different kind of money.
Did Saru see Bank?
No, I saw.
Wait,
What was it? I saw
currency?
some grocery stores, general store.
I don't know.
Some
That's a good question.
what the fuck was it? It was a work. I saw workshop, but no banks.
I think Dragon's money's going to be even
The-
more useless on this side.
Unless it's like
No,
gold
Dragon-
pieces.
Actually, Dragon actually has money that he can use on this side.
Oh,
shit.
hey! Hey!
Of course, not obtained through any hard work.
Oh no. What did you do, Dragon?
Don't need to know about that.
But yes,
Oh, no.
the entire town is just kind of sick of fighting. They don't want to. They don't want to fight with each other. Literally, there's like Dultonian soldiers and regular people just chilling because they don't want to. They're tired of fighting.
Just chilling.
And
Accurate World War One.
yeah, they're
slang.
just chilling. Okay, look,
I'm
man.
just gonna keep going.
I'm
Keep
just
going.
trying.
It's fine,
Oh
it's
my
fine.
god. Ah. And the little girl's sister gave us somewhere to stay for free for the night.
Is she hot?
Are you actually asking me this?
No.
That's
No,
very
no,
out of
actually
character. That is very out of character.
To be honest,
for
I'm not even
Will.
sure I have a penis. Like, really, I don't think they added that function.
No, you're not. You're not that.
Robo penis.
You're not that race subclass. It's okay.
That race of the ERP subclass.
Oh yeah, that was a thing.
But yeah, we should probably get going. And good thing you're still a little girl. They won't notice we have something they're looking for.
I'm open to
Yeah.
Eliza.
Wait, what?
Yeah, did you eat her?
I'm open to Eliza.
Actually, I'm not sure. She didn't come back with the big sister.
Might have found another animal.
Yeah, apparently, there's not a lot of children here, and she doesn't have a whole lot of people to play with, which is why she tries to save the animals as her little hobby, you know?
Oh well, if you think it's trustworthy,
I mean, she didn't really have any.
although you
Ulterior
did trust
motives.
those soldiers.
Oh, fuck, you're right.
Yeah. Think of that now. I'm chilling here. I'm not going with him.
I mean, I did say some of you probably wouldn't want to come, so if you don't want to stay
Yeah.
here, I understand. But I feel like I'd be better off inside, you know, making it
If-
easier to
if you
get more
see-
information.
If you see Eliza again, send her back here. I want to ask her something. Probably tomorrow. I don't know what. It's late now.
So
I kind of want to go just to keep an eye on Arientus.
You kind of want to what?
He wants to go to keep an eye on Arientus.
Oh,
don't, what do you mean?
What do you mean?
Arientus does not need a
Randy?
babysitter.
You're a child. You're a little girl. Yes,
Yeah,
you
he
do.
fucking does.
Arientus needs multiple babysitters.
Yeah.
When we stay up at night to keep watch, we're keeping watch of you.
But yeah, I mean.
Yeah, well, I'm saying I'm staying here.
Okay, well, does anybody want to stay?
And
Who's
like
going
I
to
said,
stay and who's
just
going to
send
go?
Eliza back when you can.
If I see her, I
I'm
will.
gonna go so I can learn more. But
you have a unique problem they have to address.
yeah,
You're a fucking dragon.
he's,
Yeah,
he's a literal
that's the
dragon.
thing.
I don't think they'll just let that walk through.
Mm.
Does anybody have a disguise kit?
Hakku holds up more
Wait,
leaves.
actually.
Can you
Well,
fold
why
up
can't
your
we walk on
wings
the
and make it
tree?
look like a coat?
I can try.
You
I don't know if that'll work.
You could
That's a
probably
little risky.
you could probably pass as a person at a distance, but if anybody were to come up to you, the disguise would fail. Not without any other kind of additional disguise help.
Mm.
I guess I'll just try
Oh,
to keep my
wait.
distance from people.
Can't
Yeah.
Arientus make him look different?
It's disguise self, not disguise others.
Oh fuck, you're right. I don't know if
Dyabie. Technically, I can. Because I can
wait, really?
put the spell onto an item and give the item to him.
Oh, no, that's true. That's true.
Oh.
How many
But you
spell
wanna-
slots do you
yeah.
have left is the question. Because I don't think you have any.
Is there
I
any
either have
two
one
today?
or none.
I think
you,
so.
you use the
so if
cure,
I recall,
you use cure wounds.
yeah, you cure wounds on an
cure
animal.
wounds, and you've used disguise self twice today.
Yeah,
Show me don't have any level 2 slots.
he has none. No level 2 slots.
Buy some.
I think probably then, for the sake of trying not to disturb them, and no offense to Dragon or to Drax,
Wait.
but you might
Dragon.
want to stay here with Evanor, with Will.
Spoly die again?
Yeah, Spoly's dead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's going on?
Well, Spoly said that
I'll
he
see.
is for going into the city, so that's where we're gonna go until he comes he connects back.
And he is a little girl.
I'll see if I can find you something to wear tomorrow morning.
Alright, also, I am going to be right back real quick because I have to use the restroom.
Beat up
That'd be
toaster.
sick.
You guys
What?
talk amongst
Okay, I'm
yourselves.
back. I
Do a little
crashed.
bit of
Are
role
you
play.
disconnected?
Wait a sec.
Dude, what keeps happening?
Wait.
I don't know. VRChat has been like this for like
Yeah.
a couple of weeks. for
Yeah,
me.
I've been getting
Oh, really?
disconnected a lot too. Like it just kicks you back to the same room. It doesn't send you anywhere else. You
Yeah.
just get like a loading screen and you get sent straight back.
Yep.
That sucks.
But what, Drax? What if I have a backpack? Where you just cut a hole in the backpack, put your wings in it, and then it looks like you're carrying a full backpack.
Well, no. What about his face? His
Yeah,
face is
yeah,
like a
the
dragon
fact that he looks
face.
like a dragon.
Yes,
Yeah,
but
we need,
gotta
like,
go
put
to
like
the
a hood.
I
hood.
found
Put a hat on or something. It's a wig for a
Cool
hat.
Cool
problem.
mask.
You don't have a
Wait,
hat.
you have a mask?
I said the jack.
Oh.
I'm just wearing a mask.
I don't know if people will buy that. It's a little too realistic. With like eyes that move and everything.
It's a really cool mask. It's a really
It's a really cool, realistic mask.
It's Halloween.
Did you-
It's early Halloween.
Did you take some of his
Is Toaster
face?
still here?
no.
No. He's saying his face, his dragon face, is the mask.
Oh,
He's gonna tell people
I
that.
thought you were gonna say like the people you killed, you like took their face or something. You're like, Jesus Christ. That's something Spoly would do.
I was thinking we might be able to carry him in and make him seem like he's just really tired, but I forgot that he's also very tall, so it would look really weird carrying a
Do you have this
man.
axe too? A big ass axe, part of your weapons?
No. I just have a crossbow and 2 daggers.
Mm.
You'd probably just like Photoshop that out then.
Where did Toaster go?
He's here.
Went to the bath.
He's
Mushroom.
right here.
I'm back.
Oh yeah,
Toaster.
Spoly was dead when he left.
Yes.
Okay.
And I can now both see the city and the grass fields thing again.
You can cure the cats.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have to do the map thing again, Toaster.
Reset the world.
Okay.
Or the map.
What are you doing?
I have the wrong controllers. Alright, so everyone except for Will and...
You have to change the maps.
Yes, I am aware. I have to switch hands though. So everyone else besides Will and Drax are going into the city, right?
Yes.
Yep. See you guys later.
Right.
Yes.
See ya.
Their travels.
Don't get captured.
So everyone but Will and Drax? Okay.
Yeah. I suggested putting his wings in a backpack, but
His face.
It's
That's a big
bad.
problem.
That's on my toe. But
there's no bodies to skin the face off and use.
All right. As you all head into the city, what is your marching order?
I'll go first.
Well, oh, okay.
And I'm going to
Arientus
take
is
Arientus
right
with
behind
me.
Yeah. And then unit 69 can just have his gun hand pointed at him. You're like, come on, don't move.
Alright, wait, is Hakku's coming with us too?
I mean, I guess.
Right.
Hakku doesn't really care either way. You know he's fine sleeping in the dirt.
All right. So the four of you march into town in this order. As it gets darker, less townsfolk are present and more soldiers are present.
Oh no, we're soldiers.
You see these kind of soldiers walking through the streets, but they don't have rifles or like full battle equipment. They just have their uniform. It looks like they've got a handgun, and they kind of are walking around town looking at people as they are going back into their homes. As you pass by, all the shops that you saw that were open are now closed. Curtains are drawn, blinds are pulled. Just everything is closed up until you get to
Batten down the hatches.
until you get to the Breadbasket Tavern, where the door is locked when you first try it, but then somebody opens the door. This kind of elderly lady, and she looks at you, and she looks at the other three that's with you, right? And she says, yes, we've been expecting you. Come in.
Thank you, elder lady.
Oh no.
It's happening again, you
no.
guys.
Oh no!
Arientus, do you have your do you have the cats with you? Are they out and open?
Yes, I have the cats with me.
Are they out and open, or have you?
I'm holding on to them. I'm like hugging the cats, I
Okay.
guess.
You're hugging the
Aw,
cats.
isn't that lovely?
Lulu.
She says, how many are there of you? One, two, three, four. You guys want 4 rooms? Yes.
Plus 2 cats.
4 rooms?
Yeah. sure.
Actually, make that. Do you have a room with 2 beds?
Yes, we've got rooms with 2 beds. So 2 rooms?
Yeah, let's make it 2
Yeah.
rooms.
All right.
And we can have Unit 69 keep an eye on Arientus.
Well, if Hakku's here, just do the hug thing again.
Just
No,
keep it
thank you.
Wait,
It's not up to you.
Unit 69 in like standby mode, I assume, is when he sleeps.
Yeah.
Yeah, sentry mode.
Can he still like keep an eye on Arientus while in standby mode?
Yep.
He does.
I'm still like
Mhm.
conscious.
Yeah, he's doing it like not very efficiently, but he can do it as opposed to people who just are just knocked out unconscious.
Yeah.
You can
So,
still
yes,
see it
she,
here.
She gives you 2 rooms.
I guess
she,
I could do that.
She
Yeah.
says they're for free. Well, she says they have been already paid
Hey.
for. She doesn't say they're for free.
Oh no.
Ah, damn it. So now I have to fucking pay her back some way. Okay. Alright, well, hunker up. We got a day of learning tomorrow because we don't know what the fuck is going on. I just want to go home.
From here.
This place is confusing, and I don't like it. I feel something horrible is about to happen, and I have a really bad theory about her.
Oh,
Is it
wait.
because we're surrounded by Nazis?
Well, I don't like any of these people. They fucking slaughtered my people.
Yeah, no, I understand.
I'm not gonna do anything about it because they haven't done anything to me. But I can't help but not like being here.
So you guys are brought up into these small rooms. There's like a drawer for you to put stuff in. There are 2 beds. You guys have windows that look out to the back side of the building.
What floor are we
Is there a
on?
complimentary Bible?
You guys, there is. There's a
Dultonian
Bible. There's a Bible with you know, it's a Bible to the virtues.
Oh, that's right.
Which virtue?
All of them.
Oh,
just
don't you
all of
remember
them?
there's like a bunch of virtues?
Yeah.
Oh, is it all of them?
It's not like a Bible. It's more like a prayer book. It's a book with prayers in it.
General purpose.
So you look out, like you're on the 2nd story. You look out there. You can see out the back. You can see another building. A little worse for wear. You can get a glimpse of the courtyard of this kind of. It's kind of like a garden courtyard thing, and it looks like there's a fairly old but well constructed building, butting up against this low hill, this like low rising hill.
No, we gonna try to sneak out?
You look to the left and you
Where
see
you sneak in? You got a bed.
there's a road that leads out of town.
I ain't trying to go farther north. Oh, wait, no, that's towards the mountain.
Your guys' rooms are kind of actually spaced far apart. So one person or 2 people are in a room that's like at the end of the hallway, and another person's like 3 rooms down.
Oh god, this was like last time.
Oh no.
So who's staying in what room?
I assume it's going to be 69 and Arientus, and then me and Hakku in the other one.
Okay, but who's in which room?
Yeah, which one's right down the end of the hall or 3 doors up?
We should probably put Arientus and 69 in the farthest room.
Alright.
So there's more time to react to things go wrong.
Alright. So Unit 69 and Arientus are placed in that room. Are you guys gonna stay here for the night?
Yeah.
Yes.
I guess that's the plan.
Okay.
No reason not to.
Alright. So you
Actually,
guys
during the
Go ahead.
I was going to say that during the night I'm going to try to take care of the kittens anyway.
Okay, are you how
What
are you
is it, but,
taking
like-
care of the kittens? Are we putting quotes around this taking
Yeah,
care
that's-
or
No, actually taking care of them.
alright, make a medicine check.
Oh,
Why?
okay.
Oh sorry, yeah, actually yeah, make
Did I
medicine check.
mishear earlier, or did somebody say that like no, Dyabie, you did say that there, or you told us there were like no other children in town, so the animals were her only friends, correct?
Very few.
Yeah, there's
children.
very few children, but yeah.
Yeah, but you did tell us that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
did, yes.
Yeah, I'm
so
going
that's
to
why
take
Spoly
care of
wants
the
to kiss
animals.
his friends.
Ooh.
Alright, so you're taking care of the children? Nature or medicine?
No, not the children.
No,
cat.
The cat.
Sorry, the cat, sorry, not
Kitten.
And
Take
I'm
care of the
going
children
to
later.
nature.
Arientus will take care of the children later.
He's like, save the cats, kill the children.
Oh my
We're gonna get
goodness.
flagged on YouTube
Yeah,
for
that's a-
violent behavior.
16, pretty good. Plus whatever you have,
16
which I think is a lot.
8, I think.
Okay, yes, you
8?
stable
Yeah,
you
Jesus.
I
you
think it was 8.
you stabilize
Good
the cats.
Both
They're
of them?
Stable kitties.
yeah, they're no longer dying.
Okay. Good.
What tools did you need?
You do have to utilize like the like in these rooms there aren't like sinks and like the bathrooms are like in a different room or building or whatever. Like they're not part of your room. So you do have to like go get like the bucket and like bring water to your room to do this. But you do with what you have and what's available to you. You manage to
The
save
cats are alive now.
They're recovering, but they're no longer dying. As that happens, while all this is happening, it starts getting dark. Eliza does show up. You see her.
But just randomly.
Yeah, she shows up in the thing. She's got like a big wad of blankets. As she's like coming through.
What's she doing here? It's too late. There's a curfew. She's gonna get in trouble.
Well, regardless, she shows up. She's got blankets. She can't see over them real well, so she's like looking around.
I'll take her off them then.
She like, you take them from her. She looks around. There's enough blankets here for all of you if you had stayed.
Okay.
She looks around
Isn't that lovely?
and she says, "Where are the others? Where's the?"
Well, Saru, who went with you, he said he did meet up with your sister and she organized a room at the inn.
Oh, they met. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. I was looking for him, but I got caught up doing something else.
Yeah, he's not
Just
very
found a note
patient.
that said BRB. Apparently.
Yeah, he's not very patient.
Yeah.
I just
Um,
I thought
but
he
yeah,
came back
me and-
here, so I brought these blankets that I'm. She kind of looks around. It's dark, and she's like, "But I have to go home."
Okay, yeah. Well, you leave those blankets here. Drax looks cold. He's made of metal, so that that gets a bit cold. and you go home. Oh, no, wait. Tomorrow when you get up, you know Henry, don't you? She already said she knew Henry.
She knows Henry.
Can you get him to come here? Is there any way you can get him to come here?
She looks at you, and she nods, and she says, "If I see him, if he comes into town, I'll tell him to come here."
All right, thank you very much.
She nods, and she kind of looks outside. It's getting darker now by the minute because she kind of shows up like shortly after they left.
Yeah.
And she kind of like walks out of the thing, but she seems kind of hesitant.
Oh, it's getting a bit dark. Maybe you want to stay here. Well, we've got plenty of blankets for you now. I can make a fort on the stumps.
Can make a fire.
She decides to. You say that.
No, fire's not a good idea. Fire's not a good idea.
You tell her that. She kind of weighs her option, and she decides, okay, I'll stay here. Hopefully my sister won't be too mad at me.
All right, do I have to roll to make a fort?
No, you make like a. Oh, well, you're trying to keep it hidden, right?
No, yeah, I was just joking. I wasn't actually making a blanket fort.
Oh, I thought you were like, I want to make a fort to hide. Yeah, no, you make it easy.
no.
As that happens, you can use us to make a tent.
You make a shabby little like awning thing.
Yeah.
But you all stay.
And they just pile blankets on her.
So yeah, you guys. She decides to stay with you for the night. She like, because you don't really like sleep. She ends up like cuddling up against Drax. It seems like she's not used to sleeping like out in her hideout in the night.
Yeah.
So that's what happens.
Is Drax warm-blooded or cold-blooded?
I'd imagine dragons are warm-blooded.
Probably warm blood, yeah.
Especially the ones that breathe fire.
Yeah.
They're like,
Yeah, so
well, he can breathe fire, so he's pretty warm.
Yeah, so she stays with you guys.
Cuddle up in the wings.
Yeah. Arientus, do you do anything else?
He's gonna break out.
I'm not even in my bed. I'm just like by the side of his bed, just staring at him in sentry mode like this.
No, just be in front of the door. Just park in front of the door. He couldn't pick you up if he tried.
I mean, I suppose I'm going to like start writing in my journal thing again.
You write in your journal.
Okay.
By the way,
It's time. Go to sleep.
at some point, your disguised self falls off, and you are reverted back
Wins.
to you're reverted back to your dark elf self.
Okay.
And if nobody else is doing anything, the night passes, and it is now morning.
My eyes.
Oh!
Is that a long
we,
rest?
we all take radiant damage
Yeah.
from the sun.
Yes, of course, it's a long rest. You're all long rested.
Yeah. Did we lose
Did I
10
gain
HP
more
on a long rest?
disguises?
No, you guys will keep it
Oh, sweet.
for now.
Some good soup. It
For
lasted a really long
now.
time.
Oh no, we're gonna get attacked.
So yes, morning has come. What are you guys doing?
It has
And
come.
so have I.
I'm
Oh, no.
going to
Haku, you're really
snap my
uncomfortable.
fingers and become little girl again.
No, I'm just kidding.
Why am I
It's like-
uncomfortable?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry.
Because he's having some alone time in the bed next to you.
Haku, this
Wait.
no place to make tent.
You mean Saru?
Oh no.
Saru,
Yeah,
fuck.
no place to make
This
tent.
no-
Wait, what did Hakku say?
Because you're pitching a tent in the bed.
I kind of forget. Oh, would you look at that? I threw the dice and it was cocked.
Oh no.
All right. Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Everyone restores your spell slots, your special powers.
And you immediately have to spend one again in order to get out of that freaking room.
Me? Yeah.
Yeah. He goes back to being a little girl.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And
You
I'm
should have
going
made a little girl character.
Is Unit 69 like awake?
Yeah.
Or can I
Yes.
just exit the room?
No, he's awake.
I mean, I'm in sentry mode, so like,
He's
I never
always
really fell
awake.
asleep.
Always
Yeah.
watching.
Oh. I mean, technically, I am kind of too because I'm just meditating.
That's right.
Wait, really? Is
Yeah,
that a thing?
yeah. It's an
Oh,
elf thing.
yeah.
They go into a 4-hour meditation.
Huh.
But his
Um,
sentry mode is more aware.
I mean, can't elves actually sleep, but they usually just meditate?
He can choose to sleep if he wants to, yeah, but he doesn't have to. So yeah, what are you guys doing? It is morning.
Well, I'm going to go and... No, actually, I'm going to eat some rations in my room because I
Alright.
don't want to eat breakfast with
You eat some rations.
other...
with the filthy living people.
Over here, you guys wake up. Eliza wakes up. She's got like little pine needles and leaves in her hair. And she offers to take you to her house. There's still a problem with Drax looking the way he does, but she says, "Well, we've got
Everyone with blankets.
we've got all these blankets now."
Oh, wait, actually? Okay.
Yeah,
She opts to mummify Drax.
just wrap him up. So he was injured in war. We're just taking him to the hospital. Oh well, yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, that could work.
You guys here in town, what are you guys doing? If you guys are choosing to disguise Drax, somebody needs to make me a deception check.
Yeah.
Do they get advantage since they're working together?
Only if they're both proficient in it.
Proficient in what?
Deception.
Disguise.
That's unit
Wait.
69.
Oh no. Is there? Oh, I was wondering why I had -1 in deception. Where did Maellon go?
No, yours is over here. You have 1 in deception.
Oh,
And where's Drax?
okay.
Over here.
And you're proficient in deception.
Alright, you make the roll. You dress yourself up.
So 15?
Mhm.
15.
Oh, 15's okay.
So, even though you're in this new world, you kind of figure a hooded figure is a hooded figure, and there really isn't like that much of a difference. So you kind of create a cowl out of the blankets. Granted, they're not black, but they do well enough to hide your face.
Hidden.
Nice.
Of course, this does decrease the amount of distance you have to be away from people, but if somebody were to walk straight up to you, the disguise would fail. So...
Oh, yeah. So I still have to keep my distance from people.
Yes, as you do not have a disguise...
What kind of distance are we talking? 10 feet? 5 feet?
Yes, something like 10 feet. If somebody walks up into melee range against you, they will immediately notice. As you guys do not have a disguise kit or are not proficient with the disguise kit, you guys cannot create a disguise that will last up to scrutiny. So this is kind of a shield to allow you to get close to people, but not close enough that they can examine you.
Yeah.
I'm kind of thinking we should probably find.
Religion's still a thing on this side. I mean, you said you got the Bible thing. Is that like universal
you
or what?
are aware that Dultonians themselves do not worship the same religions, but
But this
native
area.
native Parabithians do worship the virtues. Yes.
All right. Well, yeah, we'll go into town with Crone.
All right, you guys walk.
Crone?
Oh,
Crone, like hunched over, covering her face.
do you change your armor configuration? Right now, you're in composite, I believe.
Well, you said there's no sort of like stealth benefit, but I'll probably go into the light one.
The light one will probably make you look the most human.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
All right.
I mean to make a version of that.
All right. So you go into light. You while you do have like things that emulate skin, your light armor is consistent of cut resistant cloth that kind of goes over your parts instead of having the extra hard outer metal. So you kind of go back into that.
If you pulled my skin, you'd probably feel it.
Yeah. You have that again, that kind of like servant butler look in your light configuration.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
So you guys go into town, and while you guys are going in town, everybody at the inn, are you staying at the inn to do stuff, or are you leaving the inn?
Well, I'm trying to debate whether or not we should find some way of obtaining funds, or if we should find what's-his-face and find out where our friends are, like the townsfolk and Zesu and Will's friend.
Jonathan.
Yeah. I think it'd probably be more important to try to find them, and then try to devise a plan to leave.
Maybe they took my bat and
I'll
flew
go
home.
downstairs to the elder lady.
Alright.
Elder lady, where would Hakku find Bank?
You go downstairs. Go downstairs. The elder lady isn't there anymore. There's a younger gentleman with that kind of same cap that Henry had. He's wearing like a dusty coat, and he sees you. And
Hakku only talk to elder ladies.
are you checking out?
Yes, Hakku checking out.
Sounds so unconvinced.
Just leave the keys on the counter, and they'll take care of it.
Hakku does not have the keys. And so he's gonna turn around and just shout, Saru! Hakku needs keys!
You just yell out. You're yelling from the front of the building floor level to the second level back of the building to get him.
Yeah. Yeah.
You hear this.
I'm just,
In fact, Arientus and Unit 69 also hear this.
Do I hear this from all the way over here?
just kind of. I just find it kind of funny, and I'm just kind of I'll head down.
Alright.
Hatman, where does Hakku find Bank?
Hatman.
The bank. There hasn't been a bank since they took this. Since the Dultonians occupied the city. Why do you need a bank?
Oof.
Hakku is hungry. Hakku wants to buy food.
He looks at you, and he's got the most quizzical expression on his face. How did you get a room?
You don't get a bank for food.
How did you get a room without any money?
Do I get downstairs at this point, or am I still on my way?
You're downstairs at this point. Is Unit 69 and
Do I hear the
Arientus also going
question?
down?
I guess I am.
Okay, you guys also go down, and yes, you do hear the question.
I'll walk up to Hakku, and then in front of the hat person, and say that. Oh God, what was her name? Emily? Is her name?
That was the
Eliza.
sister.
Haley.
Eliza.
Haley,
That
that's
was the
right.
sister.
Haley gave us somewhere to stay for the night, but it was only for this one night.
Was it only for the one night?
I'm pretty sure. Shit.
I see. Well, yeah, there's no bank in town. You might be able to try the administrative building.
Administrative building. All right.
What's the administrative building?
Are you asking? Oh no, you're not here.
I'm not
Never
there.
mind. You're not there.
He's told you to go to the administrative building.
Administrative building. Where can we find the administrative building?
So that when you rolled into town, there's a building on the right, looked really fancy.
Oh yeah,
Wait,
that's right. That's
how
right.
does he know which way we rolled into town? That's suspicious.
Oh, well, okay. Let me reword that. If you head out of town going south, it's on the left. It's a fancy building. Took real good care of it.
Okay, not as suspicious.
Would that also be where we might be able to find some sort of job? Somewhere to
Job?
get income? We need to find somewhere to get
That's where
money
you're gonna-
eventually. I just want to know if that's...
That's where you're gonna find a
I
bunch
thought we were
of.
just gonna run out.
That's where you're gonna find a bunch of Dultonian officers. If that's what you're asking.
The opposite of what we were asking. If you're looking for.
well,
Maybe you
Crack
can
his
offer.
knuckles.
Oh my god! I was like, oh, thanks. Here's the keys, and I'll...
Maybe you can offer to help fix the airship, and then we can just take it when it's finished.
And I'm pretty sure we have to stop here because it's now 3-4 minutes after.
Yeah. Yep.
Uh,
Time. Yeah.
Oh, that's where we're gonna stop.
See you, boys.
See ya.
Oh, my God.
See ya.
See
Yeah.
All right, bye, Evanor.
Oh my God, my legs. See you later.
Good luck at work.
Did that guy?
What?
Did that guy subscribe? Did that guy subscribe and
think-
said he was going to subscribe?
I think so. I have to go back and check the event log.
Thanks for the subscription. If you didn't subscribe,
somebody
do it.
somebody subscribed. I heard the noise, but that was like right at the start of the stream.
See us.
Thanks for watching, everybody, and thanks for the sub.
Alright, I'm signing off too. Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Alright.
I'm gonna turn off the stream.
I'm going to bed too because I got work tomorrow.
Okay. Night, Spoly.